Welcome to Mindset to Motion podcast, where transformation is not just a dream, but a journey we embark on together. I'm Chase, your guide on this path of health, fitness, and mental resilience. Each episode, we will dive deep into strategies that bridge the gap between wanting and becoming, exploring everything from fitness hacks, biooptimization, and nutrition tips to the power of a positive mindset and habit formation. So, whether you're taking your first steps or looking to elevate your journey, you're in the right place. Let's get set to put those aspirations into action. Hi, and welcome back to the Mindset to Motion podcast. My name is Chase, and today we're going to be talking a little bit differently. I talk about things like using your environment, setting up your environment in order to facilitate the things that you want to do. Today, that's what I'm doing. So instead of sitting at my desk today, I'm going to do this podcast from my treadmill. Today's episode is going to be focused on biooptimization. And the goal of today's episode is to talk about something we talked about a few weeks ago when we did our first biooptimization, which was kind of an introduction to biooptimization or biohacking. We talked about sleep and the importance of sleep. So today's episode is going to be completely about the importance of sleep on your health and fitness success. So first, let's understand sleep's impact that it has on both our health and fitness. I think a lot of people assume that sleep is just downtime. It's just something that we do. It's something our body needs, but not necessarily that important. So a lot of us will actually take away from our sleep time and focus on other things like maybe watching TV a little bit, maybe focusing on reading or studying or even working out. A lot of people will take time instead of going to bed and they'll go to the gym. And that is important, but your body does need to recover. And the time that you sleep is important for your body's recovery. So the different stages of sleep between light sleep and deep sleep and REM sleep all have different effects on things like our hormone balances, our fitness recovery, our memory consolidation. All of that stuff is done while you're sleeping and in different stages of the sleep. So let's talk about a couple of these things that are important for you to understand why sleep is so important. The muscle repair and growth, the deep sleep cycle is actually crucial to ensure that your muscle is able to rebuild itself physically, repair from your heavy workouts, and to be able to allow those muscles to grow if that's what you're working on. So a lot of us will go and push ourselves super hard in the gym. I do CrossFit. I also work out here in my home gym and push ourselves really hard. And then we will skip sleeping thinking, well, I just need to work out harder in order to achieve my goals. When in reality, sometimes pulling back a little bit, that rest or proper sleep will help you achieve your goals because your muscles can actually repair themselves better during that deep sleep cycle than they can while you're pushing more weight. Memory consolidation is another big important function of sleep. So while you're asleep, your mind is able to utilize that time and the distraction focus area of organizing your thoughts, organizing your memories, and enhancing any of the things that you have learned. So sometimes maybe you learned something during the day, and you had such a hard time remembering it. To give you an example, when I was studying for my certified personal trainer, I was going over all of these flashcards and I would just keep stumbling on things, keep having issues trying to remember it. And then I'd wake up the next day and man, I had it. I was like, oh, why is it coming so easy today when yesterday was a day that I was focusing on it so much? That time while you're asleep is being used by your mind to consolidate your memories and put it into a way that you can recall it better when you need to use it. So this is also great when you're trying to learn new fitness routines or a new skill. When you're trying to learn a pull-up or some gymnastic movements or a muscle up, those muscle movements don't get locked into your memory if you're not sleeping properly. So hormone balance is a huge one when it comes to sleep. Sleep helps regulate things like cortisol and insulin levels, which allows you to maintain metabolic health and stress levels. Mental health and motivation is another key benefit of proper sleep. So as we talk about here on Mindset to Motion, mental health and making sure that we're taking care of ourselves, both through our thought processes and physically exercising, are equally important. And when you're getting good sleep, this helps take care of mental health because you're not increasing your stress, you're not exhausted while you're trying to do things, and it allows your body to heal and recover, but it also allows your mind to heal and recover. This is great because it improves your mood and cognitive function. It gives you the ability to actually make decisions faster and keep your fitness enhancing, which increases mental motivation and mental resilience. And these are essential for consistent fitness results. The last thing I want to talk about from a sleep impact is your immune system. Good quality sleep helps improve your immune system, which means you'll be able to combat things like illnesses and sicknesses and injuries. If you're sick, your body is not performing at its peak performance levels, which means you're more susceptible to injuries. So making sure you get good quality sleep helps ensure that you don't get sick. And if you do get sick, that you recover from it faster. So let's talk about some ways to improve your sleep quality. The first thing is, and this is probably one of the most important, as well as probably one of the most difficult, keep a consistent sleep schedule. I'm horrible with this. So it's something that I continuously work on. I try to set a time that I'm going to go to bed every night and a time that I'm going to wake up every morning, or specific days, right? So Thursday is my sleep-in day because I don't have CrossFit at 5 a.m. on Thursdays. But on my other days, just because I'm getting up at 4 to get ready to go work out, a lot of times I still end up not going to bed until 11, 11:30, sometimes 12 o'clock. Now, setting that consistent sleep schedule, making sure that you go to bed the same time every night, making sure that you wake up at the same time every day, will help lock in your circadian rhythms, and it will help your body understand when it's supposed to be waking up and when it's supposed to be getting tired because it's time to go to bed. Making sure that you keep these things consistent will make it easier for you to sleep well. Let's also talk about an optimal sleep environment. So, your area, and we've talked about this in another podcast, where setting up your environment to tell you what you want to do is super important. So setting up your environment to tell you what you want to do is super important. And in your bedroom, it should be a nice, peaceful environment that is cool, dark, and quiet. Having an environment that is loud, full of lights, and is hot, a lot of times will make it very difficult for you to fall asleep quickly and or stay asleep as long as you want to. Having things around you that are flashing just is a distraction. And even though you're asleep, light can affect your body through the skin, through your eyelids. You're able to detect those instances of light, and it makes it difficult for you to stay asleep. So having a nice, cool, quiet, calm, and dark location for you to sleep in will help you not only fall asleep, but stay asleep longer. And this will improve and make sure that you get quality sleep cycles, allowing you to get your light sleep levels, your deep sleep levels, and hit that REM sleep, which is essential for things like memory consolidation. Another thing for improving sleep quality is using things like mindfulness and relaxation techniques. So maybe yoga, taking a warm bath, meditation. These things are helpful because it tells your body, especially if it's something that you're doing at the same time every evening, tells your body, hey, let's relax, let's calm down. Let's get some of these things off of our mind so that we're able to not be laying in bed, focusing on staring at the ceiling and thinking about a million different things that you have to do that day or the next day. This gives you the ability to clear your mind, learn how to focus on either nothing or paying attention to a focus word to ensure that you're able to relax, get things off of your mind so that you're able to fall asleep faster. A lot of times people get into bed, they have so much stress, they have so many things going on that they're not able to actually fall asleep quickly. And then that adds stress to them because they feel like they're wasting time laying in bed instead of actually being able to go to sleep. Limiting stimulants and screen time. So things like caffeine, nicotine, and screens, right? So those things can really affect you. So what time you stop drinking caffeine every day can affect how well you're going to fall asleep during the night. It can also affect how you're feeling throughout the day, as well as your exercise. I know a lot of people drink coffee or they take pre-workouts that have a lot of caffeine in them to help with the energy that they need while they're working out. And that's fine if that's what you've decided that you're going to do, but you also don't want to take a pre-workout late in the evening because you're going to go work out and you're still planning to go to bed at a specific time. So you want to make sure you're giving your body enough time for those stimulants to be out of your system before you're getting in bed. Drinking caffeine late in the afternoon, late in the evening time is not going to help you fall asleep fast when it is time for you to go to bed. So just think about that. Also with the screen time, most screens emit a blue light, and this blue light is very distracting, but it also affects your eyes. The blue light resets your circadian rhythm and tells your body that it's not time to go to sleep yet. So there are different ways that you can do this. You can either limit the screen time that you have, turn off these screens, don't look at your phone, don't look at your iPads, don't look at the TV, or you can use things like blue light filtering glasses, right? So some of us, especially people who are working online, people who are maybe have a side hustle where you're trying to start a business, you don't have the option of just cutting off screens late at night because you need to work on stuff. So in those situations, you can use either blue light filtering glasses, or for phones, you can get blue light filtering screen protectors. And that helps you if you're looking at that screen, that it shouldn't be affecting your eyes the same way. Still, if you have the ability to turn those devices off and not be looking at them late into the evening, it would be more beneficial than not. And lastly, for improving sleep quality, I want to talk about a pre-sleep routine. If there's something that you do consistently, maybe it's taking a bath every night, maybe it's reading a book for a while, maybe it's meditating for a while. If you do the same thing every night, and in the beginning, it's not going to have a huge impact, but once your body and your mind get used to the fact that you do this before you go to bed every night, then what happens is as you start to do that routine, your body's like, hey, this is my getting ready for bed routine. This is something that I'm supposed to be doing, meaning that next I'm going to sleep. So as you start that routine, your body's going to start shutting those things down. It's going to start preparing to go to bed because that's what you do every time before you go to bed. So now your body has turned this into a habit and it is used to it. Because it's used to it, when you start that process, your body starts to say, okay, let's calm things down, let's relax, let's get prepared so that we can go to bed and get good quality sleep. So now let's talk about sleep and the effects of sleep on your fitness goals. So good quality sleep can improve your athletic performance. It can enhance your athletic performance because it can improve coordination, reaction time, and endurance. And these things will directly benefit your athletic performance. If you have the ability to react faster, especially in a situation, let's say that you're running on a mountain or you're running on the side of a steep hill and you hit a rock, your ability to react to the fact that you're stumbling is going to improve your performance. It's also going to reduce your injury or your chances of injury, which we're going to talk about in just a minute. So good quality sleep will improve your coordination, will improve your reaction time, and will improve your endurance. Because your heart is rested, you're able to work out longer, faster, harder. We just talked about something about potentially catching yourself when you're slipping. So injury prevention is another huge effect that sleep has on your fitness goals. If you're working out and you're tired and you're exhausted, you're going to have a higher chance of probability or higher probability of getting injured. Not necessarily specifically around the fact that you're tired, but what being tired does to your body. You're not able to react as fast, which may mean that you end up falling, or may mean that you're not able to finish a lift completely, or you're not able to get out of the way of a weight that's falling towards you. So making sure that you get good quality sleep will reduce the chances that you're going to have some sort of fatigue-related injury or accident that may happen because you're tired. So making sure you get good quality sleep will not only help you perform better, but it reduces your chances of injury as well. Growth hormone releasing. That deep cycle of sleep helps release your growth hormones. And these growth hormones are essential for muscle repair, also for bone building and fat burning. And those three things obviously are going to help improve your fitness because usually if you're working out, if you're doing some sort of a fitness routine, you are trying to either build muscle, support your bone structure, or burn fat. And good quality sleep will release those growth hormones, which are going to help in all three of those areas. So depending on which area you're focusing on, you'll be able to have better success. So another area that will improve your fitness is appetite regulation. So sleep affects hormones like leptin, and these hormones that are released in your body control whether or not you're hungry or whether or not you feel satiated. It also controls whether or not you have that craving to go get something to eat. And in your fitness goals, depending on what your goal is, this could have a massive impact on your weight management. Energy and motivation is the last area that I want to talk about, or how sleep will affect your fitness goals. If you're tired, if you're not feeling well rested, the chances of getting up and being motivated to go do a workout are a lot less. There's lots of times where I've stayed up way too late, or there's issues around the house like sick kids that have affected me from being able to get a full quality night's sleep, that then turns into me waking up, sitting on the edge of the bed and then saying, you know what, I just don't feel it today. And all of us have days like that. And it's okay to have days like that. But it's also important to figure out ways to improve your environment through things like sleep to ensure that you don't have as many of those days. Now, I would feel horrible if I didn't talk about the fact that I understand, as a busy dad who's working, who's also coaching, and who's doing things online with personal training, I didn't discuss the fact that there's going to be days and there's going to be times where you're just not going to be able to get a full 8 hours of sleep. And for some people, 8 hours is too much. And that's really just going to be dependent on how your body reacts. If getting 6 hours of sleep is enough for you, based on scientific research, it's not enough for anybody's body or mind to only get 6 hours of sleep over a consistent period of time. That's not going to be adequate for you to reach your potential. Your body is either not performing, it's not releasing enough hormones, it's not rested enough. You're going to start having cognitive function inabilities to where you're not able to memorize things or remember things or recall things this fast. And there's going to be times where that stuff is going to happen. So if you have a child with a special need or medical necessity, you're not going to be able to get a full night of sleep. I've talked about it before. Our youngest son has autism, and because of his condition, he never sleeps. Like, he doesn't sleep all the way through the night, and he never has. And it's something that we've just gotten used to over the years. But there are plenty of nights where, even though I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, maybe we're up at 2, maybe we're up at 3, and that ends up putting an extra hour or taking an extra hour away from us because he's just not able to get comfortable. So there's going to be times where these things are going to happen to you. You're going to be up late. You're going to have to work through something. Kids are sick. You're sick and you're not able to sleep well. And it's important to look for ways to adjust your schedule, whether it's taking a day off of work to make sure you get some rest during the day, or taking a nap in the afternoon if you have the opportunity to do so. Also, if you're dealing with sleep deprivation like this, maybe take a day off from working out or do a light active recovery day. Something like walking on the treadmill instead of running for X number of miles, or instead of pushing yourself hard in a CrossFit workout, doing something that's a lighter exercise to keep yourself active but isn't going to just drain your battery even more. So like always, I'd love to hear from you. What are things that you have done? How has sleep affected you both positive and negatively in your fitness routine, in your health and wellness? Have you noticed anything by improving your sleep quality or by changing your environment that it has helped you improve your sleep over time? Let us know in the comments, send us an email, or find us on one of our social media profiles and send us a note. We'd love to hear from you, and because your comments may help someone else who's going through the exact same situation that you have already gone through. And as we're closing out today's episode on biooptimization, specifically around why sleep is important to your health and fitness, I want you to remember that small changes make a big difference. And maybe you can't implement all of these things at one time, but maybe you can do something like adding in some blackout curtains in your room, or adjusting the temperature to where you have a little bit cooler environment to sleep in. Or maybe get some glasses or like a sleep mask that will help you reduce the amount of light that you see throughout the night. Look for ways that you can make small changes that will improve your environment to help improve your sleep quality. So next time we're going to be jumping into another episode around fitness. We're going to be talking about some exercises that you can do at home or that you can do while you're on the go, maybe while you're traveling. Thanks for tuning into the Mindset to Motion podcast. And remember, in your journey to better health and wellness, never underestimate the power of sleep. Until next time, keep optimizing and sweet dreams. And that wraps up another episode of the Mindset to Motion podcast. Thank you for sharing this time with us. And remember, every step you take is a step closer to a better you. For more insights, tips, and stories, make sure you subscribe, follow, and join us next time as we continue to transform our mindsets and set our lives in motion. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram for more resources and support. Here's to moving forward, one thought, one action at a time. Until next time, keep your mindset in motion.